Well, hey y'all, welcome to the Gramstead. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jenny. Today I am going to take a walk out into the garden because this week I was full on prepared to prepare for a major freeze that we're going to have. We're in Northeast Florida, so we do get freezes, but the one that we've got coming up, like a lot of the country, is going to be like 4 days, and we're going to be like down into the 20s, which almost never happens here, especially that many days in a row. So I had all the best laid plans to protect the garden. I was going to start on that this coming Wednesday and Thursday, going ahead and getting all that prepped. But this morning when I woke up, I look outside, check the temperature, and it says 37 degrees, which we commonly get down to 37 degrees and don't have issues. But there was frost everywhere. So I got up and got out early this morning and got into the garden before the sun came up, and there was frost on everything. Everything was covered in frost. So before the sun came up, I did get the hose out and I hit the whole entire garden a couple of times with some water to get the frost off of the plants, and basically came back inside. I mean, at that point, there's really not a whole lot more that you can do. So now that it's a little bit warmer outside, I'm going to go assess the damage. So I figured I would bring y'all along. So welcome. Join me in the garden. So I'm really guessing that it was like way colder than 37 degrees. There's no way that it was 37 degrees. If I had to guess, it was probably 30 degrees because, you know, I would wet down one row and I would get like 2 rows over and look back at where I had just sprayed and it was all frosted up and frozen again. So there have been times where we just kind of tend to get a little bit colder here on our property for whatever reason. So that was definitely one of those times. Oh, and look, my calf is out. Again, what are you doing? Mama's right over there on the other side of the fence. And baby is out. He did this the other day too. Little stinker. All right. It's gonna be bad, y'all. It's gonna be bad. I'm gonna go straight over to my papayas because that was the one thing that I really had plans on protecting. And they do not look good. Let me get in here to see the actual papayas. I don't know what this says. It's like slimy on there. Ugh. So what I am gonna do for these trees, even though they just look so sad, they look so sad right now, but I still want to protect them in the big frost that we're gonna get here in a couple of days. A friend of mine told me that another farm that she follows is going to take chicken wire and wrap it around the trunk of the trees and then stuff it with oak leaves. So I am going to do that. I'm going to wrap these trunks, and I'm also going to build a little bit of a structure kind of over the top so I can get these guys covered. Hopefully it's not too late and too bad. I just can't believe we had this much damage. Those were Seminole pumpkins. They're done, which is not surprising. And this one, I'm super sad about this one. This was my Okinawa spinach. It has been out in the 37-degree weather before and has been just fine. I'm going to really just cut this back and bring it up onto the porch, and hopefully I can salvage it. And of course the broccoli's fine. I did harvest a bunch yesterday. Napa cabbage looks happy. Another one that I'm sad about. This was my shishito pepper. So I'm going to get all this cut and trimmed back. So sad. All this stuff is winter hardy right over here, so that all fared pretty well. Another thing I was worried about this morning when I came out was my goji berries. They looked so bad this morning when I sprayed the frost off of them. But they actually look like they've perked back up now that the sun has come out. So these are going to be a priority for me to get covered. Along with this right here. I remembered what it was now. It's dragon fruit, miracle fruit, and Barbados cherry. That's what it is. This is another tree that I'll wrap the trunk with the chicken wire and stuff it with leaves. This fared well. This is a Barbados cherry, so, and as expected, like all my pepper plants. Again, I was planning on overwintering these, so like Wednesday, I was going to come through here and harvest everything and go ahead and really just trim them up and cut them down really well. I was going to surround them with hay or with some leaves and put a bucket over them to kind of insulate them. So, I mean, I'm still going to do that. I'm still going to give it a try and see what happens. You know, hopefully they'll still do okay. I hate that this happened. I just was not expecting for it to get this cold. And y'all will not believe how my tomatoes look. Oh no. Don't they look terrible? I mean, they're done. They're just done now. They're completely done. Had I known it was going to freeze last night, I mean, because it clearly froze out here. It was not 37 degrees. I have had stuff out in 37 degrees and it never looks like this. So had I known that, I would have pulled all of these green tomatoes yesterday. So looks like we'll be eating fried green tomatoes for Christmas. And really, I really anticipated losing most of these anyways, because even if they were covered, if it's going to be down in the 20s 4 days in a row, I mean, tomatoes just aren't going to tolerate that, even if they're covered. I really don't believe that they would. So, rutabagas look good. They looked pretty sad this morning, but they've perked up in the sun. A lot of these mustards and the kale in here, I ended up cutting yesterday morning. Some of these were left on and have some damage. So I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting those back, see if they'll perk back. And then same thing with my arugula. It got bit bad too. So I'm just going to cut it all down. And I have covers that I'll put on these beds for the freeze that we're going to have. Strawberries look good. I'm still going to cover them though. So all in all, it's not terrible. I mean, I'm kind of worried about my papayas, but I'm just really glad that my other tropical stuff, like my goji berries and the pineapple guava and the strawberry guava look pretty good too. So I think that those will be fine. So I'm really glad that those are going to be okay. It's just my poor little papayas that I'm super worried about. So that was my favorite new addition to the garden this year too. So definitely wasn't 37 degrees out here, y'all. So I'm gonna go grab my helper. Oh, here's my helper right here. Uh-oh, she can't reach the lock. There's my helper. She's gonna help me pick all these green tomatoes. Yep.
This is a huge one.
I know.
That sounds Christmassy. Picking green tomatoes, singing a Christmas song.
Got 3.
Let me see. Nice.
Do you want to see the biggest one ever?
Yes.
I think that's the biggest tomato I've ever seen.
Wow.
The biggest tomato.
It is big.
A lot of food.
I see a couple last big ones. You want to get them? Can you come over? Can you reach it? Oh, and one up here.
So many tomatoes, y'all.
This is so tiny.
Let me see. Aw, look how cute it is.
Yeah.
They're waiting.
Oh my god, they have red eyes.
All right, so we ended up with 2 big baskets of green tomatoes. So I know for sure that we'll do fried green tomatoes. I think we may try a green tomato pie and maybe even see if we can do some green salsa. So if there is something that you do with green tomatoes that you love, please drop it in the comments below because I got plenty of tomatoes to use up. So one more thing before I pull out of here. If you're new here and you want to, go ahead and like and subscribe. We'd love for you to join us. I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go pick up some hay because of this freeze that we've got coming and make sure all of our animals stay nice and toasty during the weather. So we'll see y'all soon. Thanks, y'all.